Carlos, what wine have we got today?
So for today, we got a Stonier from the Mornington Peninsula, and this is Pinot Noir from the 2020 vintage.
So let's talk quickly about Pinot Noir because we don't really talk about glassware that much, but it does matter when you get to the higher end of wine, especially in the restaurants that you work in.
Yeah.
Now, I have experience because I got gifted a Plum wine glass.
Right.
Really good crystal glass here, made in Australia. And my Pinot glass has a huge opening.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why Pinot in particular has to have a large opening? No, it doesn't have to, but should.
So no, that's very good. Pinot Noir is a very light-skinned red grape variety, and is very susceptible to rot and disease. So it's very fragile. And when we pour this wine into the glass, you will see how thin this color is. So that really is one of the reasons why one of the answers to your question. Which is the delicacy, the finesse. So when you pour this wine into the glass, what you want is these delicate flavors, red fruits, the florals, to open up in the glass and then close at the top to preserve them inside the the big.
That's what my
fish
glass
bowl.
does. It's a fish bowl, then it goes in and then comes back out a little bit.
Yeah. Some do open up a little bit at the top. Some are just like literally a fish bowl.
Okay.
That's to preserve the delicacy, the finesse of the thin-skinned Pinot Noir.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So let's crack this bottle open. It's the 2020. It's the 2018 Stonia Pinot Noir.
Wonderful. I love the sound of the cracking, and also the sound of the pouring.
Now, we should mention we didn't bring my glassware in today. This is just one from the radio station that we're recording in.
It is a good glass too.
It's fine.
It is, yeah.
I think it's just an IKEA one.
It's a good glass for tasting. Yeah.
Great. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud. Right. So first.
Appearance. Of course.
Yeah, that's
I got carried away.
Appearance. What do you think?
Super light.
Super light, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see my keys on the table through it.
That's it. That's it.
But it does have a lighter edge. Is there anything in particular about that I'm missing, or it's just everything's light?
Yeah, light red, light red. You could say light ruby with a light tones of red to the edge. So it just means youthful, young, bright, vibrant. Not much really to say in terms of Pinot Noir with this color. It's just spot on.
And I mean, the legs, this is one of the first time I've really noticed how just quickly they go straight back into the glass. It's just like it wants to hide.
That's it.
It hits the glass and goes, bye, I'm going back with my mates. It doesn't want to drip slowly down the glass. It wants to get straight back in there.
Yeah.
So is that just because it's so light alcohol? And I just know that, Pinot is the lightest of reds.
Yeah, it is indeed. It is indeed. Light alcohol and no sugar.
No
light
sugar.
alcohol and no sugar. No, I mean, look, those wines will be fermented until dryness. Imagine if you have a warmer vintage in Mornington Peninsula, you will have higher alcohol, higher sugar, then therefore higher alcohol. But, Mornington Peninsula is one of the coldest regions in the country, one of. So, it's never really fully ripe. It's never really super ripe, for example, So it's always a cool climate. The Mornington Peninsula is, 3 features that make it even colder, and that reflects in the wine as well.
Okay.
So nose.
I get some peppers.
Yeah, grounded black pepper. Bit. Yeah.
I know I shouldn't be going to spice first, so my apologies. That's just
right.
what hit me in the nose.
No, that's important as well. That you capture that. But if we start with fruits, fruit.
Yeah, so strawberries, raspberries.
Yeah.
Those kind of really light color reds.
What are the stage of this fruit? Is it underripe? Is it ripe? Is it overripe? Is it jammed? Is it cooked?
Weird. I think I smell it quite warm. It smells like a warm glass of wine to me, which I don't know instinctively whether I think that just means that it's ripe or not.
Yeah, I feel a little bit macerated strawberries. It's not like this tart green strawberry.
Yeah, I don't get that.
No, it's not, right? So you could get those style in Tasmania, for example, which is even colder. But here I find it kind of a little macerated strawberry, but also the vintage. The vintage also warmth, ripeness will bring that. Again, as we said, is a cold region in a warmer vintage, so you have a little bit more ripeness.
I'm ready to taste.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a familiar flavor.
Mm.
I don't remember the acid.
Mm.
I'm getting a bit of acid on this. Not much, but there's a bit I just expected it to be more smooth. But maybe since doing this podcast, I'm more aware of acid.
Yeah. So
we'll start with dryness and sweetness.
Yeah, let's do dryness. So
pretty dry.
Dry. That's it. Dry. Now sweetness. Sorry, we said that. Sorry. Body.
It's light. I mean, is any Pinot going to be anything else?
No, not really. Yeah, light, max, medium. If you have a really extracted, big, rich, Californian Pinot Noir, could be, or some Central Otago, sometimes, but light. It will always be light to max, medium. So that's good. Tannins,
very minimal.
Yeah, tannins are those sensation that you have on a palate. Imagine if you brew a black tea for too long and you just leave it there for too long and then you sip it and it just like dries your palate, makes the gums like fatty. So that sensation, there's none really. Yeah. No. So in the scale, low.
That's a low. Yeah.
Low.
Yep.
Low
alcohol?
Tannins, good. Alcohol?
Low again.
Before looking into the bottle, I feel a little bit of a burning. Not too much, but a bit. I would say if I were to place, I mean, I may be totally wrong, but 13 and a half.
Oh, do you want me to test?
Let's do it. 13 and a half is burning.
13.
13, yeah.
But I would have said 12.
Yeah, I think it's more than 12. I think it's more than 12. Like, it's burning a lot. I mean, it is a Pinot Noir, and yes, it is cooler climate. But knowing warmer vintage and sipping and feeling the burning through the throat, I think I think.
And now it sits with me. 13. There's a little bit of warming down my throat now that it's been, 30 seconds down my esophagus.
Yeah, that's right.
Acidity? I mean, I called out a bit of acid and you kind of, furrowed your brow there. You don't get this acid?
A little bit. Look, Pinot Noir, because it is grown in cooler climates, it always has an elevated acidity. I don't think this is like incredibly high acidity for a Pinot Noir, as you would find in most Burgundies, for example.
Right.
I think this medium, let's say medium plus. But I think it's just that fruit bomb, that strawberry, that raspberry, that cranberry, that is ripe. That is generous.
It's a really non-offensive Pinot. Like I said, this
is it's delicious.
If I rocked up to your house with this bottle of wine just for a casual Wednesday night, you would never turn up your nose, right?
Never. No, absolutely not. Absolutely. I think it's delicious.
I think it's a great table wine.
I think it's delicious. I think it's it's drinking very well, even though it is young. It could go another 2-3 years, and perhaps those aromas of tar, as you said, will even evolve even more. And it will go past this macerated stuff, and it will just be more pretty, more approachable. Look, this is their Pinot Noir Stonier is fine. They do their single vineyards, which are 2 levels up, which are great. So I think this would be cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Some rustic flavors on both ends.
For me, having this wine before, in that $30 bracket, this is not the best bottle of $30 wine, but it's a great one. It's a really good table wine, and if you want to be non-offensive at a dinner party, bring this one along, and you'll only get compliments. No one will ever scoff or turn their nose at it. So, the Stonier 2020 Pinot Noir. And as always, the unedited version, which is 35 minutes of this tasting, is online now on our Patreon, where members take a deeper dive into the glass. But until the next episode, salud.
Salud.